Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. Great
Welcome
day, everybody.
back.
Welcome back. Another episode of the Awakening Room. And today we have a guest. Right? Hey. Our first live guest.
First live guest. Right in the studio audience. Well, studio, whatever.
Yeah,
We just
we home. We home. Now, so today's guest is gonna be our son, Mike, Little Mike, or how would you like to introduce yourself?
Some people call me Lil Mike. Some people call me Medium Mike. And I'm just not Big Mike yet. So
Now some people call you Big Mike.
I was about to say until you see him.
Yeah, right.
Until you see him. So today he's the guest, and yesterday we were talking, and
it was good conversation.
It was good conversation, and actually for a while I've been thinking to ask him because truthfully, when we have he has good what would you say theories, philosophies.
Yeah,
in
there's
question.
philosophies, takes
and things. Yeah, they're all interchangeable. And over time I was like, he actually has good conversation. Like, these are good topics. So then I asked him yesterday and would he want to do it. He was like, yeah, he would do it. So here we are. So
Yeah, so
he looked excited too. He looks excited.
Yes. I don't want us to. I want to make it I want it to be a good flow. So we have as we mentioned in the other episodes, a list of topics that we can pull from questions that we have that seem to be interesting. So we let Lil Mike, run through it to see what would be interesting for him. And the category of the human journey had a couple things.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to get into things like why transformation often requires collapse first.
Yeah. Okay. So that one resonated with me, of course, because I like transformation a lot in all aspects. Like, I've always thought about like changing my mindset about certain things, exercise, like my body and everything like that. And when it comes to that question, I think the collapse is often required because in order to want to transform, you have to see what's wrong, or you have to, accommodate for certain things, replace certain things about yourself. So, and basically, in breaking that down, that would be the collapse. Not in a physical matter, like I said, but as far as mindset, like you have to cut out certain things, or if there's people, crowds, you have to get away from them. And like some people would see that as like friendships falling apart and things like that. But from there on, you would, whatever the problem may have been in the group or just with you in general, you have to get rid of it. And that would be the collapse. It's like a building. You want to make a new, better building. And
better foundation.
Yeah, better foundation. And you get rid of the old one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and that's something that I do think about a lot in all aspects. Like I said, physical, mental, and everything like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But, that's good because, okay, so for y'all who don't know, the joke with the little Mike and the medium Mike is because he got big as hell. He got big as hell. But the thing with that is that's where he found his outlet, right? And even when he first started to work out, because he would always watch us and then he wanted to do it himself. So I explained to him, do you know why the body builds the way it does? And as you're working, it is a period where you get really sore, things really hurt. So I explained to him, do you know why that's happening? And he was like, no. So I was like, what happens is, as you're working out, you start to build the muscles, right? And in order to build the muscle, it has to expand. It rips itself. And as it's ripping itself, it has to grow new fibers over it. And this is with the soreness and the expansion of the muscles, then the skin starts to get stretch marks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's expanding, it's rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
And as it does that with the body, you know, when the mind and you're going through things emotionally, these things feel they can feel very uncomfortable.
It's sore. It hits some sore spots.
You know,
Yeah.
and it with that it plays into the emotions and everything else, right? The thought processes. And it's all part of the process.
Yeah.
Right? So this is all part, so continue. No, you can.
Oh, it's my house.
Yeah.
This is the Mike and Mike show.
No, I'm passing it on. I'm passing it on.
But you know, I agree with everything the two of them said. Transformation requiring collapse first. But I guess some people may say, well, why should it require collapse first? Can't you transform without collapsing?
Okay.
I personally feel like in order to build something anew, you have to sort of, even if it's like the smallest thing, you have to get rid of something, whether it's like a mental block or like an actual problem that you're having outside thing and everything like that. I never really thought about, you know, just because usually people don't think about transformation unless there's something wrong, it feels like.
I guess that's a good point. And listeners, share your perspectives. When you think of transformation, does it always stem from, I need to improve this because this is wrong, quote unquote? So it's like, is that always where it comes from? Can you not have the idea or the desire to transform or change without thinking that something is wrong? Can you want to transform? Like, does that have to go hand in hand?
I would say, what, does it have to go hand in hand?
Does it have to be, okay, just for, since we use the example of like working out and stuff first, so the body transformation, is it as, okay, I'm too heavy, I need to change. I'm too small, I need to change. So these would be considered like what's wrong with me, right? The what's wrong with me.
Okay.
So can it not be something else? Like, let's say your body is already in good physical shape, aesthetically, and then so maybe it's like not anything necessarily wrong with you, but you're just like, I think I can improve this.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have to be one of those situations where, oh no, this is wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it has to be that something is wrong, right? Because it's just
it's just a desire to improve.
It's to improve. I mean, for example, like even snake sheds, like it
Sheds
just
its
happens.
skin. Yeah.
You know, it's a thing, but it's like I want. It's like it's right at the tip of my tongue what I want to say, but
I guess it's well too. The topic is it often requires collapse first. It didn't say always.
Yeah, not always.
Not always.
So it often does.
But it is good to continue to grow because you never want to stay in
one.
Whatever it may be. You never want to stay in one spot too long.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing happening there. You're stagnant.
Yeah, it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, and exactly. So you always want to keep moving. You always want to keep growing. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean something has to be wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just something, little things can be better here. Little things can be better there. Nothing has to happen immediately. Not big jumps immediately, but little by little. As long as something is happening, there's still movement.
Right.
Energy still has to flow, regardless to what it is.
Yeah.
So anything that's staying there too long, like, nah.
I understand.
Because even the trees is always there, but they're still changing.
Yeah, even if you don't notice it immediately,
something's changing.
It's like when we had that talk. I think that was about I don't know, maybe that was like 2 years. I don't know how many years ago that was, Dad. But when we were talking about exercise, and I referred to it as sculpting. It's like it's like the same thing. Like I guess the way I think about it from the way you explained it was, if you have a sculpture. And then it's a good sculpture, but I have to tweak this. It could be better if I do this, and then you basically break it down and transform it.
Yeah,
exactly. There's small details.
Yeah,
small details.
Yeah, I think one of the difficult parts of it is when people hear a word like collapse.
Yeah, they think the worst.
Yeah, that is like feels like an extreme word.
Right.
Yeah.
People like, oh no, everything's gonna fall apart because it's collapsing.
Yeah.
Like the dramatics kick in.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's part of the transformation that needs to occur too. When we hear certain words, we need to stop identifying immediately to the extreme.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, no, collapse don't mean necessarily wrecking ball, demolition, boom, boom. Like,
Yeah.
it don't have to
bottom,
be. Yeah.
yeah.
But it is something in the human psyche that people think that way. It's like they automatically go to the worst. It doesn't have to. But a lot of times when people hear those trigger words or keywords, however you decide, it's like it's an automatic shift. So again, as we grow, we have to adjust these things. You catch it, you be like, oh man, it's a collapse. Well, no, not necessarily, right? Just change your thought process. And even that in itself is progress, right?
Yeah.
That in itself is still moving forward, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be anything negative. It doesn't have to be I'm lacking in these categories, anything. No.
Yeah.
You can still just move forward. You can be happy and you still move forward. Anything. As long as you're moving forward, that's what's needed. All right?
Was there anything else about this that kind of sticks out to you, Lil Mike? Like I said, Lil Mike.
Medium Mike.
I eat Mike.
I mean, well, I feel like I pretty much understand it more now than, because I did say, like, it has to be something wrong. Like, usually the case is that there's something wrong. So now I'll be changing the way I think about it now, at least for sure. So I won't always...
But even when you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I won't always think about something that's being wrong, that I want to just be better. Because I guess even with doing that also opens up the possibility of doubting yourself and looking down on yourself because you feel you're doing wrong. And then, some people, myself included, would be extra hard on themselves for things like that because of the fact that you want to improve and you want to transform. So that was a transformation. That's a transformation in itself that we had this talk at least. So that now I can...
But remember, even when that was happening and you were building and stuff like that, look at the response you was getting from everybody.
Yeah.
The way everybody responded to you. Everybody, oh, what's going, like, what, like, how did you do this? Like, what's going, like, so you want to explain a little bit about how that experience was? The reactions and...
Well... I mean, the reactions, they were... It felt like kind of like a rush all at one time because I kind of like, we have family both in Alabama and New York. So it's like I have to be sort of away from the family in one place. So it's like, and as I was going through it, it's like I would come in and everybody would be like, yo, what happened to you? And I'd be like, yo, how did you do this? And then I would go back and everybody'd be like, yo, how did you do this? So I mean, it felt good. It felt like it was being recognized. Of course, I was doing it for myself, but it felt good to know that it was working, that, it was, that the work, it was being shown. Like, it was, you know what I'm saying? Like the
results. And even say giving some people some inspiration. Like,
that's what I was trying to get to. That's what I wanted to get to.
And also giving people inspiration. That's something that I really do. I do like that a lot because, of course, I mean, I get inspired by you guys. I get inspired by people, the fighters, the people that work out, social media influencers, that exercise and everything. So it felt good to, actually feel like one of those people.
Yeah.
And have people want help from me or want tips from me. So that was a really good feeling.
Because, for an example, it's like they see you as the caterpillar and then they see the butterfly and they be like, whoa, I want to be a butterfly. Show me how to be a butterfly.
Show me how to be a butterfly.
I want to fly. But it does make you feel good though, don't it?
Yeah.
Right? You see that change. You see that change, and you know you earned it. You worked for it.
Mm-hmm.
You put the hard times in for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You did that hard work. You did that, and you did it for you because you wanted it.
Yeah, and that transition, like, yeah, we've been using like exercising and working out as like a yes, it did happen, but using it as a, what is the word where you use something to talk about something else? What is that?
A conversation?
No, what's that word? The word that means that.
Analogy.
An analogy, thank you. I was like, it starts with an A, but in my head I kept going allegory, and I'm like, that's not the word. So yes, we've been using that as an analogy, but it also applies in other ways where you transform yourself. Like, we've all, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has gone through some sort of transformation in their lives.
Of course.
And it does feel good to be recognized for it. Like, if you go somewhere and people are like, oh, wow, you seem a lot calmer nowadays than you used to. Or you go somewhere and the people say, oh, you smell, shut up.
Yeah, I didn't see what she just did.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
I'm a little bit animated, so I make movements and stuff sometimes.
Bit.
Hey.
No, I'm sorry.
So yeah, and you go somewhere and people will comment on the transformation of your energy, or the transformation of your thought processes, or the transformation of how you apply yourself in certain ways now. So I think the recognition aspect of it, even though you may be doing the things for yourself, it does make you feel good. And in a sense, it can kind of make you be like, yeah, I got to keep doing this because people are noticing it in the school.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like, well, to take it back to the initial question, I feel like maybe it often requires collapse from, it's a word we said, from being stagnant.
Mm.
I feel like from that point is where the collapse would have to begin. If you're stagnant, then you're not doing anything, then I feel like that's when the collapse would have to happen. But if, like you're saying, if you're if you already transforming everything, and then you're getting the recognition for it and everything, and then it makes you feel more motivated to keep going, then it doesn't require any collapse. It's just support, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point to make, that stagnation can be the catalyst for the collapse. It's like, okay, the reason why whatever your circumstance is that you're in this spot is because it's something you're not doing. And to take that self-reflection and figure that out, is like, okay, what am I not doing? I'm just literally not doing. So yeah, you're stagnant. So you got to collapse that. So yeah, the collapse definitely can come in phases.
Of course.
Yes.
Waves.
Comes in waves.
Yeah, so you have to do something. You have to do something. You have to move.
Yeah.
Gotta move. So I guess I want to come back a little bit to the when everybody's asking you questions, right? How did you do this? And how did you feel giving the knowledge, sharing the knowledge to the people then? Because you already put the hard work in. You already got your results. Now people are seeing it. Not only are they seeing it, now they're wanting it. They want your company. They want to be in your vicinity, right? They want to feel that energy that you built up for. Now they're asking you for questions. They need assistance now. How does it feel? How did you feel about the process of going through sharing this information?
It felt pretty surreal, actually, because even, there's people that are older than me, and people that I've gone to for things that have like provided for me and things like that. And then to know that I have something, just the way I am, to know that I have something to offer back now, because just the way that I am is not like I feel like I'm always in debt, but I always want to repay the favor.
Mm-hmm.
So that felt really good, and to help. And then, I'm not trying to steer anybody wrong or anything. I want to see everybody succeed. So I get really excited when people ask me about things like that. I do get excited because I enjoy transformation in general. I like watching it. I like participating in it. I like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels really good to be able to give other people the information and hope that they use it. But
free will. Free will.
Yeah. But and to that point, hope that they use it. If they don't, that doesn't mean that your information wasn't good, that you didn't give them the correct
it's
knowledge.
still useful. It's still useful.
Still useful. They just didn't.
Now, and it's up to them to apply it. It's up to them to apply it now.
Yep.
So, and then when that happens, a lot of times people see your results and they want the same thing. They don't realize that they have to walk this walk now. Mm-hmm. And again, now it's like a cycle. Not a cycle, but it restarts. It starts with them because now you have to feel uncomfortable. You have to take the steps to get through that. You got to walk through the fire to get your metamorphosis.
Yeah. Yes. And that's the thing, like transformation, no matter, even if it's the smallest shift, it's not, none of it is easy.
It's never going to be easy.
Not saying that all of transformation has got to be like dreadfully hard, but none of it is easy because there's something that you actually got to be disciplined about and consistent in order to make the shift that you really want to make. Even as something as small as somebody saying, okay, I feel like I don't read enough. I need to read more. You think that might sound simple and easy. It's like, okay, just pick up a book and start reading. But now, here you go. You got that book. You read a page and you be like, dang, I said I want to start reading, but I don't know. This book is kind of boring. You gotta get back in your head and be like, no, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep I know that might sound like but that's just reading. No, some people it's a struggle like that for.
I mean,
it's too many black letters.
My eyes are getting tired and weary. I gotta flip the page. I got a paper cut. Oh man, this is a hardback book. I like paperback books. Whatever nitpicky reason a person to choose, you still got to be dedicated to doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to put it off until tomorrow. Oh, you know what? Ain't no big deal. It's just read now and come back tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, no big deal. And then 3 weeks have passed and you didn't read one book.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right. That's crazy. Cause and then I don't want to drift though, but I mean, because I don't like reading either, for real. Truthfully, I ain't gonna lie.
I was not shooting shots.
but when the Emerald Tablet, I love that book. I love that book, and that's a big book.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm interested in something, I don't care what it is, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it.
And that could be another thing too. Find out what you're interested in.
Yeah.
So that can help you with the transformation. Like even if the journey may seem tedious, find something in it that you truly enjoy and be like, oh well, that will help smooth it over.
Because after we got that book, and then we started getting more books. I'm like, oh, I want to read this one. I want to see what they're talking about here.
Yeah.
But it's again, even in that aspect, it's still a category that you can improve on.
Yeah, it's still
move forward. It's still transforming. Exactly.
Without a collapse.
Without a collapse. Without a collapse.
Yeah.
You see? There you go. There you go.
Good answer. Good.
Okay, so
I guess bring it back to the listeners. Again, if you have any thoughts on transformation and why it often requires collapse first, or whatever perspectives you have on transforming, rebuilding, improving, we love to hear your perspectives. So feel free to share.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Excuse me.
I guess
go ahead,
another concept we can get into, which kind of connects to this, is the role of suffering in awakening. So transformation and collapse, we kind of touched on, people will jump to the extreme. Mm-hmm. I guess in a sense, suffering can be considered an extreme. So the role of suffering in awakening. That one was one that Son Mike was also interested in.
The nicknames are growing.
Son Mike.
They're growing.
So Son Mike, what say you?
What say I about suffering and awakening?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the suffering is not optional, but it's not necessary, because I mean I feel like it's just that's a situational thing, almost,
Okay.
rather than just being just a flat out like rule.
Right. Okay. So when you saw that topic, what pulled you to it?
What pulled me to the suffering and awakening? It pulled me to like, personal situations, about, like, I would say, as far as awakening go, even if it's not a spiritual awakening, just realizing things. And usually, like, the way that it would go with me is I would be in my thoughts or anything, and of course that's like a suffering mood, down on yourself and everything like that. And then throughout rather getting outside help or just trying to figure things out yourself, you awaken yourself. You start to realize new things about anything, about yourself. So for me, it does feel like maybe that was like a reoccurring thing, suffering before awakening. But I do personally feel like that's not something that's set in stone, suffering before being awakened.
Right. Okay. But with that said, what do you feel like the role of the suffering played in that? Do you feel like it was a very, very important part, or do you feel like it was something that could have been diverted with other choices and decisions to be made? So how do you view that? Like, okay, the suffering happened because it needed to happen, or it happened because it was a result of something else?
So I would say a mixture of both things. Suffering coming from being ignorant or ill-informed about certain things, and then putting yourself into situations that you don't want to be in, or what I'm saying, and then it's just what you do with that suffering. Now, personally, I would tell myself, like, oh, I needed that, or use that as the motivation. Personally, I would tell myself that. So I feel like it's a mixture of, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all my thoughts.
You said a mixture of both, yeah.
I'm trying to get all my thoughts together.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a mixture of both. The suffering is a result. It can, for me, has been a result from things that I've done, or the way I've looked at things and everything like that. But it goes back to being stagnant. Suffering, are you gonna sit there and suffer, or are you gonna use it as motivation and transform, awaken?
Okay. Oh, no, continue.
Oh.
Continue.
I thought you was about to say something.
Nah.
So, okay.
I'm just ad-libbing.
Okay. I agree with what you said on you don't have to have suffering to awaken. I feel like, so we're going to pivot more specifically to the spiritual community. I feel like I've seen in a lot of communications, whether it's videos, posts, etc., by people in this practice, that you must suffer. That's like a common theme that seems to be prevalent out there. It's like, you must suffer to awaken. Before you awaken, you must, like if you see the mystical movies and stuff like that, you must go on this suffering journey before you can reach awakening and enlightenment. You put you through these trials where you got to go under the river, through the volcano, and
cartwheels through the thorns.
Right, exactly. It's like you have to go through that in order to reach a point of awakening. I don't feel like that's necessary either, because I feel like a lot of times we can learn from observation.
I've learned a lot from observation.
And
especially growing up.
Exactly. And if you observe and apply, then that can definitely eliminate suffering, because you are learning from the experiences of those around you and deciding, okay, I see how that can occur from this decision, or if I go that way, this is going to happen. It's like following, like let's say you're driving and you see somebody make a left turn and then they ran into a brick wall. Why would you do that?
It makes no sense.
Why would you do that? You're
No
gonna
sense.
either make a right turn or you're gonna keep straight, but you're not gonna necessarily follow. You observe that disaster, their suffering, and decided I'm not gonna repeat that suffering.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
As you were talking, I sort of had a thought, about talking, about like the movies and the spiritual community and everything, about how they say you have to suffer through this trial and everything. But I thought, like, why put the word suffering? It can just be a trial. Like, you don't have to suffer through it. It doesn't have to be something that feels detrimental to you in order for you to awaken.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a trial. That's just what it is.
Yeah, it can be a challenge. Can be a challenge without it being, like you said, detrimental. And this again goes to the mindsets of humans.
It's the programming.
Yeah. It's the programming. Every time we hear certain words, it's like, oh no, that's good. That's bad. Trial doesn't have to mean bad.
It does not.
Challenge doesn't have to mean bad.
Oh.
Yes, challenges are like catalysts for change, because you hear people say, with challenge comes change. But challenge, you can be positively challenged. It doesn't have to be a negative.
Exactly.
Good points, my brother.
Who's your son?
Son Mike. Big Mike, what say you?
No, I agree. I agree completely. Well, truthfully, I disagree. It's nothing more to add. It doesn't have to be, and I think, for a lot of times, we'll get messages, right? Say you get a card pull, and they say something like that. Change is coming. Hold strong. Steadfast. Challenges and things like that, but because of that thought process, what a lot of people have, they go to the negative.
Yeah.
And when you allow that one thought to pop in and say, oh, this is gonna be hard, like, just the thought changes your emotion.
Yeah, it
does. Changes the makeup of everything else, and in that moment it starts to map out everything that can go wrong, everything that may go wrong, and then it makes it harder than what it needs to be when it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Right? Just keep the good positive energy about it, have a good thought process, and you're good. It doesn't have to be hard at all. Nothing truly has to be hard. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, but it doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's how
you look at it.
It's how we look at it. It's the perspective you go with.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I agree.
Switching ad-libs, changing spaces.
That it kind of made me think about when we say, it's how we look at it, how we choose to handle things. So when you think of that leads you to the word emotion, right? It's like, well, what emotion do we present when we receive, like Mike said, the messages, the guidance says, oh, change is coming, just hold strong. Hold strong don't mean like, oh no, you about to go through the storm, so strengthen up. It just said hold strong. That just could mean like, all right, you going, like, be steady, remain true. But the emotion that started to come in, like, and then that heaviness, oh no, I gotta hold strong, change is coming. And that led me to how they broke it down for us. Emotion is the motion of the energy.
Yeah.
That is your energy in motion. Emotion. Energetic motion. Yeah. Like, how are you allowing your energy to flow? What motion are you applying to that energetic response that's pulling up? Like, are you going to allow it to flow into despair? Are you going to allow it to flow into hope? It's all about that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue with this. I was gonna completely switch.
You can pivot, but before you pivot, What say you, listeners? The role of suffering in
It's
awakening.
a commercial
We
break?
gotta we gotta loop it back around to the listeners before we move to the next one. So yeah, you guys let us know your thoughts and perspectives, your feelings on the role of suffering in awakening. And now back to you, Mike.
Yes. Well, I was just gonna ask, is there any other like topics? So, like Mike likes, he likes anime, right? So he's trying to get us into anime. But the thing that I find interesting about it is, to be honest, he's been trying to ask for a while. He's like, "Oh, y'all gonna watch anime?" I'm like, "Mike, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, Mike. I'm not doing it." And then he's like, "Nah, but I think you'll like it. Why you think we'll like it?" So some of the concepts that they have, I find to be very interesting.
Yes.
I find to be very interesting. And truthfully, a lot of the conversations that we do have actually ties in to the conscious community, these thought processes rather, theories.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any that may have helped you with perspectives of things?
Man.
Where do I start?
No, I'm trying to get it more to what things he like and he's more aware of, so we get him to speak more.
Yeah. There are plenty. I can start with the GOAT. There's an anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a character named Toto. He sort of plays like a big brother role to the main character and everything like that. And there was a point in time where the main character, he sort of gave up on himself. He was doubting himself, and he had the power to change the tide, put everything in their favor. But due to mistakes that he's made, he was coming down on himself and not believing in himself. And Toto came, and he gave this whole speech about not limiting yourself to narrow-mindedness and everything. So, and that actually really resonated with me, because the way that I sort of pick characters that I like is if I resonate with them. And you can't just you can't cherry pick the things. Like the way I do it is, if I resonate with this character and I like the character's philosophy and stuff, I can't and then there's, because it can motivate you in real life, and everything and you can't take these things that they say that happen in these and apply it to real life. So I can't cherry pick the things that are being said and everything. So when you actually listen and you're listening to the speeches and everything like that, it's like, okay, this isn't just right now. This isn't just, I'm not just watching an anime right now.
It's a message.
It's talking to you.
It's a message for you.
Yeah.
So characters like that, just like I said earlier, remaining true to yourself, always expecting the best from yourself, but without
the added pressure.
Without the added pressure, not limiting yourself to your mistakes, anything you're unhappy with that you've done, mistakes, anything like that.
Taking accountability.
Yeah, taking accountability and moving forward. There are characters like there are some like there's the one that we recently watched, Arthur Boyle.
First of all, that dude Arthur is different.
He's so different. But you know what? I know while we were watching it, I was giving him a lot of flack because of his weirdness, I would just say. But it's like at some point, like, yeah, it's silly, it's goofy, but you also look at it from the other side and it's like, yo, he knew what he was doing.
He always knew. Everybody else did.
He knew what he was doing. Everybody else didn't. And you gotta kind of, you have to respect it and also look at it like, very clever.
Yeah. Like he always stayed true to himself.
He did.
He didn't let anybody call him dumb or anybody say anything. So the other thing with him is Arthur, King Arthur.
The Night King.
The Night King. He his imagination is his strength. And I think a lot of times, like we spoke on a little bit earlier, is the programming of people. He was never programmed. His parents never programmed him anyway. The one thing they did install into him is the power of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And with his imagination, whatever he decides is what it will be.
Yep.
And you know, the team, they're like, yo, this kid is something's not right with him. You know, like he doesn't have it all. But even with that said, like he never looked at them and questioned, like, why do you say this? He just looked at them and looked at like,
it's
no,
like
y'all
same
don't
smirk
know.
every time.
Yeah, same smirk, like, no,
right?
y'all don't get it. I know, y'all don't get it. And he stayed true the whole time.
He did.
And you know, it was a time where they tried to play along, be like, look, just give him what he want, just play the game. And they send him on this goose chase, and somehow it always works out. It always adds up. And he gets where this is the power up that I needed.
This is where I needed to be. And
they're looking like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? But at the end, he is the savior. He is the one.
Pretty much.
Truly was the savior.
He was the savior.
He truly was the savior. And he did his part for the next part.
Yeah.
Right? So his imagination is his gift. And a lot of times, what I'm trying to get to, we are programmed when we're younger by our society, by our parents, or whatever the case is. School, whatever. But the true imagination and being free and being strong enough to be yourself with that makes you unstoppable. Nothing touches you. Nothing at all. And this is why it is important to be open-minded and to have that imagination, to be that creative, regardless the situation. You know, again, a lot of people look at it like, you know, it's an anime. I'm like, Mike, I'm not watching this. But again, when you start to like stop, right? Be open-minded and then read between the lines, you see more.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the great thing. And I don't want to drift too much, but you know, kids, some, you know, I'll be seeing reels, excuse me, there's reels where, you know, they're talking a lot about the kids and, you know, why the kids, their veil is so thin, because they have that imagination. They're very pure. Mm-hmm. You know, their senses are heightened, everything's heightened. They have this creativity that a lot of adults, they can't grasp it. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that part.
Well, actually, you really touched on what I was going to say about Arthur for the most part, you know, remaining true to himself, you know, still having that, although there were those doubters, people that was looking at him and he never cared. He was himself. He just stayed as himself. So that's what I think about it as. Even if you like go a little more in depth to his character, his whole infatuation with the night thing, but it helps him understand like so much of situations. It helps him understand things like the pie, like
right.
Oh yeah, the pie situation.
And we're talking about the mathematical pie, not like apple pie, blueberry pie. Just so y'all know.
Yeah.
So for me, what watching it for the second time with you guys, what it helped me think about more and make me like him even more and see, you know, sort of myself in him more is that he has this infatuation with the night thing, and things are always relating to it, and it's helping him understand. And that's basically the dynamic that we have when talking about spirituality and anime. Mm-hmm. Some things I don't understand, but if we can, you know, sort of use an anime sort of explanation or like a reference, because there's like they go like hand in hand, like
they do. They actually do, yeah.
So it helps me understand it a lot more. So and that's another thing that I sort of taken from Arthur is to just, you know, sort of don't be, I don't want to say afraid, but I guess don't hesitate to open up about like your interests, I guess. Yeah. Because you never know, like, even if somebody doesn't have the same interest, you could bond over the similarities, you know?
Yeah.
That's something that I've taken from it for sure. That's the latest thing that I've been thinking about while we were watching, actually.
Oh, okay, but look, so let's go back to that anime, Fight Force, right? So how are we gonna tie this in? You know, because I'm pretty sure, well, it's very a high possibility that they don't watch anime. But this is how I do want to tie it in, though. So I want you, Mike, to explain to them what was going on towards the end. Remember, now there's pillars, right? We all know in the community, we know about pillars, what they are. What was the issue with the pillars? The despair.
Yes.
So
there were basically negative emotions, despair. There was anger. There was despair and rage. There was fear. There was indifference. What are the other pillars? There's
8 pillars.
There's 8 pillars.
There were 8 pillars.
Who was what emotion was the girl who could see the fire before it starts? What was hers?
She was,
I feel like it had something to do with like chaos or something.
It might have been chaos.
Yeah, I sort of think that it was that.
Yeah. So as he continues to research into it, the other aspect about this show is there was what did they call it? The collapse? Well, how did they phrase it?
Cataclysm.
The cataclysm.
The great cataclysm.
Okay, I can take it from
there. Take it from there.
So, all right. So, the great cataclysm, basically, don't think about it too literally. It's basically just, all the pillars who represent all of the madness, indifference, rage, destruction, fear, disgust, things like that. All the pillars rise, and then they cause the great cataclysm. Basically, setting the world ablaze and destroying everything. But there were a pillar, the main character, he was the pillar of rage, and his brother is the pillar of indifference. Basically, they had their mother had some problem. I don't, in case you watch it. No.
Mother had some problems.
Yeah, she had some problems, but basically, they became hope. Like they all resonated with each other, the family, and they became together. Yeah, and then they had a soul resonance, is what they call it, and they became the embodiment of hope, and basically pushed out the great cataclysm by transforming their world into something else.
Yes.
And this is why I wanted to bring this all back full circle. This is why this topic I wanted to bring full circle. But go ahead, continue.
So yeah, with I guess with as far as the hope goes,
hope.
I'm trying to make sure I'm saying I'm trying to get all of my words exactly how I'm trying to, exactly what I'm trying to mean. I'm trying to say exactly what I'm saying.
No, yeah, you good.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Even if it gets like revamped around, you can just let it flow however it flows out. Yeah.
So yeah, basically all of the negative emotions and all the negative emotions tied to the pillars, they were being used to destroy everything, causing suffering. And with the change of the transformation of Rage Pillar's mindset into hope, he transformed everything around him.
Exactly. And then the other reason is wow, what did I just say? Hold on now. Made me lose my thought process. With the pillars, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was as strong as it was because the people believed it in a certain manner. Am I correct?
That's the case with some of them. So there are these doppelgangers.
Okay, that's what we saw. The doppelgangers. Yes.
Doppelgangers, this time, they're not just people that look like you.
Right.
And doppelgangers in this world are manifestations of the collective thoughts on this.
That's what I was trying to say. Okay, that's what that was.
See, it's like the more we talk about it in this manner, I don't know, it kind of feel like it's exciting because it's like when you connect it to all the spiritual concepts and things that we discuss, it's like, think about that. The doppelgangers are the collective's manifestations of what they think about something. So this even goes back to the first episode where we talked about, does consciousness create reality or
Yes.
does it discover reality? So it's like we landed on it's both. It's a paradox, yes. But in this example, it's showing that the collective conscious, I mean, they use the word unconscious in the show, but neither here nor there. The collective thought process was creating the reality that they were experiencing. Yeah. Even if the doppelgangers were more of like a shadow reality, because you just have to watch it to know, but like a shadow reality, but it came over into their reality and was causing all kind of chaos and cataclysms. So yeah, you gotta think about your thought process. Think about your thought processes.
So yeah, and I guess in a way, the way I thought about it was that a lot of people that had encounters with these doppelgangers sort of created their own problems with the way they thought about things.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
It just came to me because they don't say this in the show, but thinking about it in hindsight, when a person's doppelganger appeared, it was probably, like you said, the way they had been thinking and things, and maybe in that moment they literally hit their I'ma just give up moment. This is my thought process. It's full of negativity, full of despair, full of anger, rage, whatever it was that was driving it. And now they're like, you know what? I'm just giving up. Boop, here comes your doppelganger. That's what was causing the internal combustion.
Because the doppelganger actually wanted the original one to kill the it was how did they want to do it? Because one had to take over. They had to take their new place though.
Well, for the for the main characters, when you get progressing towards the climax of towards the end, that's what it was like. But I mean, for like the regular citizens, like from the beginning of like they was wondering like why is this happening? It's happening because these people, their emotional state at that time, I feel like it just hit that point where it was like boom.
Yeah, to the point, like a direct example of that can be, not the main characters, the people involved in stopping, preventing, or causing the Great Cataclysm, but the people on the side. They called them mobs. They were mobs, and it was just like how they have the extras in the background, and they're all panicking and stuff like that, and then random people start coming, from the link, and then random people who are just negative are coming. So they're throughout those feelings, they're creating these mobs of people who are basically like spawning in. And feeling the same way, but like permanently, and that's their only purpose that is there for. After that, there was no transformation or anything. They just dug themselves a hole.
They just there, yeah. So yeah, these are interesting. they're interesting, these animes, and like I said, he's been trying to get us to watch them for a while. But not only that, is because he also felt that this is a middle ground. Like
yes,
this is the middle ground to where we can all sit and speak and connect even deeper with these things. And they happen in all kinds of ways, all different types of ways, So I just wanted you to speak more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a good run so far.
You want to keep it going?
Every anime that we've watched and stuff, they've touched on a subject and bought something back that we've spoken about before.
Good topics too.
Yeah, so far I'm on a good run right now. I'm happy I convinced you guys.
Yeah. Oh, that was awkward silence.
Anything else?
That was awkward.
That silence after the laugh. It's like, hey.
That awkward silence. Then we all looking at each other.
All right. So, anything else you would like to share?
I feel like we've touched on everything. That's all of the thoughts that I've had about this so far.
Okay. Pretty cool. Yeah. So, anything else you would like to share, other Mike?
No, I thought it was this Mike.
Right?
Why he got the nickname?
It threw me off a little bit. Threw me off a little bit, but I think these were good. Again, truly, I did want you to speak, Mike. because we do have good conversations off camera all the
Right.
time. So I did want to share you with the community, your thought processes, just your process in general, your journey. People been seeing you, they seen your pictures. Some of them, to an extent, seen you grow, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. So yeah, just wanted to introduce him
Yeah.
to the community.
Hello, I'll be back also.
Yes, he will. He'll
Yeah,
be back
he
also.
actually was asking to help us with the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, the what would you say, the technical parts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, he's gonna be working with us. He's gonna help give us ideas and stuff. He even was telling us we should do an intro. Was it intro and
Yeah.
how to go about everything? So as we continue to improve, he'll be giving us input, and we have better visuals and I guess better flow of things until we can get the videos up. Because of course y'all know we want to do the video, just not only audio. We want to do videos and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And the last thing that I guess I'll address is, I know we've been speaking a lot about like the physical transformation, but you know, it ties in. It's used as an analogy, but also I just wanted to throw it back at Son Mike. The mental transformation, like your own personal mental, emotional types of transformation as well.
For me, I feel like it's gone hand in hand, you know, and you have to go through some sort, you know, for separating it mental and physical, you have to go through some sort of mental transformation to, as far, you know, changing to start the physical one, you know, whether it's not believing in yourself to do it, whether it's not you know, whether you're, you know, a little on the lazy side, you know.
It happens with everybody.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, and even that's before, but even afterwards, you know, throughout the physical change, it's helped me change my mental because, you know, it helps you realize that anything can change. You can make anything to your liking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sort of, not to bring it back to Arthur Boyle, but you know, it's sort of similar to that, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all, for me, it's not necessarily separated between, I mean, we use the physical analogies stuff, but it's not, I guess I wouldn't say for me, it's not separated between mental and physical transformation. They're the same,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Of course.
So that's basically where I stand on that. But as far, if you're asking like how has it changed me, I feel like it's helped me become more persistent with things because, you know, I'd have to, you know, dedicate myself to, you know, eating right, and you know, if I can do it with exercise and then I can do it with anything else,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's just, it for me, like you said, it was an outlet, and it's helped. That I guess would be not my foundation, but where I began to realize more that
Mm-hmm.
where I began to realize more that I don't want to keep repeating it, but
It's all good.
It's all right, just go ahead. Just let it flow.
that you can change whatever it is to your liking.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, you know,
Like you see it.
yeah,
It's like, I can do this.
it's a matter of just, I guess, the way you think about it.
Yeah.
The way you think about anything is, it just all depends on perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to be open-minded, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it can only go up from there,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Motion. Steady motion.
Yeah.
I can't see the hand movement.
That's why we need to get the video.
Yeah.
Right?
So you can see all of this. Yeah. No,
I
but-
agree.
Yeah, right. I agree. Yeah, but everything has to move. Everything has to move.
Mm-hmm.
Anything stagnant dies.
Yeah.
Right? It has to keep going.
Yeah.
Snails move.
Yeah, they move slow,
Snails
but
move.
they move.
They move. Everything
they move
has to
slow,
move.
but they move. Slow motion is better than no motion.
Yes,
You drop
indeed.
me in the ocean.
Listen, we ain't doing all that. She doing things. My lyrics. What's my lyrics? She just trying to be funny. Nah, but yeah, this is good, and
very good.
And although we spoke on different things, it all comes back to the initial topic of conversation, right? And
yeah,
I guess that's it.
Round of applause. Yes, very good. Thank you for being our first guest.
Yes, indeed. And you look like you were stressed a little bit. Like, wait, how we gonna do this?
But no,
just
you did
excited.
really good. Yeah,
really excited. I was struggling to kill my word. Just feeling real excited.
Yeah. But I can tell you are excited for it. They can't see you, but I knew you were. I know he's happy about this.
Yes.
It
was good.
And I am happy that it's him to be the first.
Yes.
Actual live guest.
Right?
The first guest, all in all. It's good. The journey of a person will always differ, but the way you handle it makes the difference. I've told you this plenty of times. It's like, like I said, each individual will go through different things, but the way you handle it and knowing that you have the way about, you have the strength to get through everything, that's what makes the difference. Mm-hmm. I've told you plenty of times, whatever you've been through or whatever happens, you are strong enough. Mm-hmm. You are capable enough to get through whatever it is. Yes, it may be hard at times, but when you know that you have support, that makes the difference. You know that you're not alone. Yeah. You're never going to be alone. You have support. And with that gives you that extra push to move forward. And then you understand that whatever you decide, you can do. Yes. And that just is what it is. It just is what it is.
So it ain't what it ain't.
And it ain't what it ain't.
Yo, I used to say that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I guess on that note, again, we thank you. Yes. And we will see you again in the next episode.
And y'all will hear us again.
All right. So.
All right. Love is love.
Love is love always.